The first thing I notice about example 5 is that my template is in line. All the x's are lined up, all the y's are lined up, and all the numbers are lined up. So the next thing that I need to do is pick a variable to cancel out. And I think I'm going to cancel out the x's because the coefficients are smaller numbers and are easier to work with. Now it's hard to cancel out a 3 and a 4, but if I use the least common multiple of 3 and 4, I'm going to be able to get these two rows to cancel out. So what is the least common multiple of a 3 and a 4? Well, the answer would be 12. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the top row by 4, and we're going to multiply the bottom row by -3. Now when you manipulate a row like this, it's important that you take the number on the outside and you distribute it through every single term in the equation. So that 4 is going to be distributed into 3x, into 7y, and into 1. And the -3 is going to be distributed into 4x, into 11y, and into 8. So let's take a moment and rewrite our equations. The new top equation is going to be 12x plus 28y equals 4. The new bottom equation is going to be -12x minus 33y equals -24. What I'm going to do now is add these two rows together so that the 12x and the -12x will cancel out. When I do this, I'm left with -5y is equal to -20. And now I'm going to divide both sides by -5. And -20 divided by -5 is 4. Remember, when dividing a negative by a negative, you end up getting positive. Now I'm going to back substitute into one of the original equations to solve for x. And I'm going to use the top equation. This is going to say 3x plus 7 blank equals 1. The blank represents y, and I just found y to be 4. So now our equation reads 3x plus 28 equals 1. I'll subtract 28 from each side so I can isolate the x. The 28s will cancel, and now I'm left with 3x equals -27. I'll divide both sides by 3, and I'm left with x equals -27 divided by 3, or x equals -9. Now I'm going to write my final solution as an ordered pair in alphabetical order. So that's going to be -9, 4. Don't forget to put your ordered pair in parentheses. Great, let's move to the final example. In the final example, I'm going to need to do some distributing right from the start because we have those parentheses there. So I'm going to start by distributing the 3 through the parentheses, which means that the 3 is going to be multiplied by 2x, and the 3 is going to be multiplied by -5. In this case, the 3 is not going to be multiplied by y because the y is not inside the parentheses. Moving to the downstairs equation, 1/5 is going to be distributed into the 25x, and 1/5 is going to be distributed into the -5y. So let's construct our new top equation. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times -5 is -15. And this is all equal to y. Downstairs, 1/5 of 25x is 5x. 1/5 of -5y is -y. And then we just have 11. So here are our newly manipulated equations. The problem is they don't subscribe to the template that we like. We like our x's first, then our y's, and then our numbers. And the top row particularly is a little bit scrambled. So what I want to do is I want to take the last two terms and I want to swap their positions, which means they're going to cross the equal sign. And when terms cross the equal sign, we have to change their signs. So the new top row is going to become 6x minus y equals +15. And the bottom row, I'm just going to keep the same, 5x minus y equals 11. And now I'm ready to deal with my two rows. In this case, in order for the y's to cancel out, I'm going to need to subtract. And we saw this in an earlier example. Make sure that when you subtract through the entire set of parentheses. So let's go very carefully through this. What is 6x take away 5x? Well, the answer is x, 1x. What is -y minus a -y? Well, minus and negative is plus, so we have -y plus y, which means they cancel out. And finally, we have 15 minus 11, which is 4. So I'm halfway done. I've gotten the value for x, and now I have to get the value for y. And I can back substitute into any equation that I want. So I could use this one up here, which I can call the first equation. I could go down here to the second equation. I can even go over here to the third equation or here to the fourth equation. So I've got a few options. You just have to decide which one is going to be easiest for you to work with. I'm actually going to use equation number 3. And I'm going to come down here where I have a little more space. Equation number 3 says y is equal to 6x minus 15. So I'm going to write that as y equals 6 blank minus 15. The blank represents x, and we just found x to be 4. So now we have y equals 24 minus 15. And 24 minus 15 is 9, which means our solution, written as an ordered pair in alphabetical order, is 4, 9. And don't forget to put these in parentheses, and we'll box in our final answer. So I hope this algebra review number 2 has helped, especially helped you to recall how to solve a system of equations using elimination method.